Join in tonight as we step into the dazzling world of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, a story of love, longing, and the pursuit of an unattainable dream. We follow J. Gatsby, a man who builds an empire of wealth for one reason: to win back his lost love, Daisy Buchanan. But beneath the glittering lights of the Jazz Age lies a tale of heartbreak and illusion. As the night deepens, we'll journey through Gatsby's world of grand parties, whispered secrets, and the eternal question: can we ever truly rewrite the past? So, close your eyes. Let the soft hum of a distant jazz tune carry you away and drift into this timeless classic. Good evening, dear listener, and welcome to tonight's Literary Lullabies, where we drift into the enchanting, nostalgic, and dreamlike world of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So, get comfortable, let your body relax, sink into your pillow, and allow your mind to unwind as we embark on a journey through the dazzling Jazz Age. The world of lavish parties, whispered secrets, and a love story lost in time. Tonight, we step into the life of a man who stood at the edge of a dock, reaching for a green light across the water. A man whose heart was filled with hope, longing, and an unshakable dream. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the story of The Great Gatsby lull you into a peaceful sleep. The story begins: The Gilded Illusions of J. Gatsby. Once upon a time, in the roaring 1920s, in a world of champagne fountains and shimmering jazz music, there was a man named J. Gatsby. He lived in a grand mansion in West Egg, Long Island, where the nights were filled with golden light, music, and laughter. Every weekend, the rich and the famous arrived in gleaming cars, dancing under the chandeliers, sipping cocktails, and whispering Gatsby's name, though few had ever truly met him. Across the bay, in East Egg, lived Daisy Buchanan, the woman Gatsby had loved for years. She was beautiful, charming, and unattainable, trapped in a glittering world of wealth and social expectations. Gatsby had once lost her to time, but now he had built his empire for one purpose: to win her back. And so, beneath the stars, Gatsby stood at the edge of the water, gazing at the tiny green light glowing at the end of Daisy's dock. To others, it was just a light. But to Gatsby, it was everything: his past, his future, his dream, a dream that could never be won summer. Gatsby's neighbor, Nick Carraway, a quiet observer of this dazzling world, was drawn into Gatsby's orbit. He was a man of mystery, surrounded by rumors. Was he a war hero? A prince in disguise? A bootlegger? Nick soon discovered the truth. Gatsby had once been James Gats, a poor young man who had reimagined himself into someone grand. Everything Gatsby owned, everything he had done, had been for Daisy. And at last, Gatsby and Daisy met again. For a moment, time seemed to stop. She laughed, her voice like music, her presence like a long-forgotten dream coming back to life. They spent afternoons lost in golden memories, driving through the city, dancing in the glow of the setting sun. But Gatsby didn't just want Daisy in the present. He wanted the past to return, exactly as it had been. "Can't repeat the past," he cried. "Why, of course you can, but time, like the tide, cannot be controlled." The tragedy of Gatsby's dream Daisy, bound by the world she lived in, could not escape. Her husband, Tom Buchanan, a man of arrogance and power, saw Gatsby as a mere illusion, a passing fantasy. One night, in the heat of summer, everything unraveled. A confrontation, a reckless drive, a tragic accident. And in the end, Gatsby was left waiting for Daisy to call, waiting for the dream to become real. But the call never came. On a quiet afternoon, in the golden stillness of his mansion, Gatsby was shot, alone, floating in the pool of a house that had once been filled with laughter and life. When Nick arranged his funeral, the guests who had once flooded his home were nowhere to be found. Only a few people came, proof that Gatsby had always been alone in a world that had merely borrowed his light. As Nick stood by the water, looking across the bay, he whispered the words that have echoed through time. "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past." Literary reflection, the heart of Gatsby's story. The Great Gatsby is more than a tale of wealth and lost love. It is a story about dreams, the ones we chase, the illusions we create, and the truths we cannot escape. Gatsby's dream was Daisy, but perhaps it was never truly about Daisy at all. She was simply the symbol of something larger, his yearning for the past, his belief that we can reclaim what is lost. Fitzgerald painted a world where the rich danced without consequence, where love was fleeting, and where dreams, no matter how grand, could shatter like glass. But in the end, isn't that what makes Gatsby's story so beautiful? That he dared to dream. And now, dear listener, as the echoes of Gatsby's world fade into the night, let your mind rest. Let go of the green light, the parties, the past, and simply be here, in this moment, in this peaceful stillness. Like Gatsby watching the bay, you are surrounded by the soft glow of the night. The world is quiet. Your breath is slow and steady. And as you drift into sleep, may your dreams be filled with hope, wonder, and stories waiting to be told. Good night, and sleep well.